Children in traditional robes perform at a ceremony near the site where 751 unmarked graves were discovered last month. The indigenous group that found the remains is to take control of its own child welfare services under a new deal signed with the federal government.
This is an important step forward, and at the end of the day it'll mean fewer children and youth in care.
Earlier, Trudeau appointed Canada's first ever Indigenous Governor-General.
My appointment is a historic and inspirational moment for Canada and an important step forward on the long path towards reconciliation.
The country has been grappling with the legacy of its treatment of the Indigenous community. Last week, the remains of 182 people were found near the grounds of a former residential school near Cranbrook, British Columbia, the third such discovery in less than 2 months. The findings have sparked national outrage. At least a dozen churches have been burned in recent weeks, and protesters have toppled statues of Britain's Queen Elizabeth and Queen Victoria. From the late 1800s, over 150,000 Indigenous children were forcibly enrolled in government-funded, church-run boarding schools. More than 4,000 of them died of disease and neglect. Others were physically and sexually abused. Some of these schools were still in operation as recently as 1996. To date, there's no full tally of how many children died, the circumstances of their deaths, or where they were buried. Of the almost €25 million pledged by the government in 2019 to set up a death register, only a fraction of this sum has so far been allocated.